I believe I'm on. Sorry guys, if there's anyone watching after the fact, apologies, but I believe I am on. Let me just double check. Let me double check. There we go. I believe I'm live now. There we go. I believe I'm live now. Okay, the sound seems fine as well, so I had to check that out. So yeah, this is just me. Honestly, I'm just gonna check for openings and to do some videos about openings actually. So we're gonna start with the Beastmen. We're gonna start like I did the first faction from here, first faction from here, first faction from here, only faction from here, first faction, you know, all that sort of idea, so that I can get all the 100 lords. So that's going to be quite a while, and what I want to do is just not have way too many, you know, issues with the stream here, but what I want is just to have a little bit of a hindsight so that I can prepare the videos later on. And I thought, why not do it stream? Why not do it on live? So to show you how I'm thinking and stuff. So that will be, yeah, legendary, very hard. So this is a series of thoughts, experiments, etc. I'm going to try to come up with an idea, and without using too much cheese, that sort of stuff. So for these settings, yeah, all the scenarios, they won't come in this sort of videos, so that's not a problem. Minor faction potential and AI strength and threat assessment, yes, and that will be part of the issues. So I'll have to consider that. This should be here. I don't know why it happened. Yeah, legendary, very hard. Yeah, so let's start the campaign. So in general, or in principle, what I want to do is do a lot of saving, go back, checking back what I did wrong or what things happen, and just take some notes. So if you don't see what I'm doing at certain points, it's because I'm taking notes. We're on the other side, actually. So yeah. I don't have music on, by the way. Let me just put it up. Mainly because, yeah, so we have to defeat an army, blah blah blah, total favor, yeah, that's fine. Let me just put the sound on. So this is how you usually have to record. Let's put the music at least at 50%. And then let's see if I can do that. Hold on, let me just check. Okay. Now we go. So you start with the Lord that gives the with the Shaman of Death. That's always nice. We always have to go here and here. I'm just wondering whether a better place would be. I don't think so. This is not one of those circumstances where I could have a better place to set. Only if I would go to Middenheim, and that's a very strong garrison. Maybe Weismund, but then it would deny me the second one. I kind of want to try and see if I can make the second in Altdorf, because there's some specific bonuses if you do that. So maybe that's the style that I want to go for with the Kazrak. Like, I'll just dominate the early game and then go over to get Altdorf. Let's see. So first of all, nothing really to do. Nothing really before jumping into this battle. Let's just see if I can do this battle. The enemy failed to spot your ambush, so I'll have to always double check if this always happens. But with the experiment, it should be fine. So yeah, that should be fine. So let's try it out. So I'm planning to do this for every single lord, but not these streaming sessions. These will just be going to be, you know, here and there for whenever I want some input from you guys as well. And also to, if I have the option, why not, you know. Okay, let me channel the magic. Typically what I do here is I'll always put these guys, hold on, let's start deployment. These guys ahead. These in the middle, something like this. This is just so that I have like some spears and some Ungehurt in case there's something there to face against. So yeah, sounds good. Kazrak is gonna fight the Lord. So will the Shaman. Hey Japanese Beam, how are you doing? Just doing some testing here with Kazrak, as I was saying. I don't know if you checked the early part of the stream. So just checking in how to do things here. Because I want to prepare for guides, actually. So for now, this should be fine. Blah, blah, blah. Yeah, this should be fine. Yeah, I'm just going to send them in. You're going to go here, and you're going to go here. Okay, I'm pretty sure that I'm not going to get the way watchers. So I'm just going to deploy here. Yeah, they're going to be fine there. You're going to go over against these Dryads, okay, because they're leaving me with no issue. You can go over here. Oh, they're doing some damage here. Oh, and the Minotaurs are not coming in. I need the Minotaurs here. There we go. There we go. They're going to manage it. Let's go versus these Way Watchers here. And you're gonna start pumping those Spirit Liches on that Lord. So over here it seems like everything is fine. Let me just attack those Eternal Gods. Yeah, over here is fine too. Let me send the chariots in. Let's go for the Dryads here. Attack the Dryads there. The Younger Spearman Herd, go attack. He took my eye! What is Thoughtbringer? Hey, dude! Indeed, he took your eye! Is that a... I hope that's not a bot. I hope this is just coincidence that you have the same name. Okay, let's send this guy in. These Gore herds, they don't have shields, but it's not like these Waystalkers can do anything here. So I'm just sending in, and also I'm trying to understand whether there's a better way to do this initial battle, whether or not, you know. I'm not really sending too much. So all that I want is for these guys to do a little bit of damage there, and that's a victory. Nope, not a bot. Just a friendly coincidence. That's awesome, actually. That's an amazing coincidence there. Okay, so I don't like this. I would send the Razorgore chariots behind in the deployment phase so that the Minotaurs can tank a little bit of those shots from the Way Watchers. But other than that, I don't mind the casualties to the infantry. I think they're fine. But this I don't like because I was lucky that I didn't lose a member of the Razorgore chariots. So that's one note that I would make, you know? So let's end battle. I actually would chase. I would always advise to chase in a typical battle. And I just really want to see what the difficulties are. So this is a try session. It's not a, hey, look at me, I'm very good. No, no, no. This is exactly, I'm showing when I'm not. Taking a gamble here. I'm showing when I absolutely do not know what's going to happen. So this was actually what I did for the other playthroughs, for the other overview videos. I started them up. I did like maybe 3-4 times each, trying some different stuff and seeing what I felt comfortable with. So I got a Gift of Chaos. But actually, it does give some nice stuff. That's a nice one, actually. So I certainly want to army replenish. Yeah, I certainly want to army replenish. Bestial Rage, it's fine, but I mean, it's not really that detrimental. Yeah. I really want the army replenishment so that I can decide whether or not I'm going to attack that settlement now. So here's the case for that settlement on the first turn. So the first turn, this is the problem. You have 12 units. That settlement has quite some units. It is doable, but he's not yet, because you're the first one to play. He's not yet doing anything, not recruiting or anything like that, and cannot actually end up recruiting anything. So you can wait a turn, or you can capture it on turn. And if I wait a turn, I can get Unga Spearman Herd or some Unga Raiders. I think having 2 Unga Raiders would be nice. And I still have enough infantry, but the Unga Raiders versus the missiles. Yeah, I like the style of playing. Not the best player. So someone trying new things and it not going to plan is very relatable. Yeah, that's... I kept thinking like, okay, I want to do a video of like maybe 20 minutes or 15 minutes of the beginning. Maybe even an hour. The beginning, maybe 10 first turns or 20 first turns. Or I thought, because there's a lot of that, or I thought maybe until X faction is destroyed, because a lot of people struggle with that. But I also thought, why not stream the difficulties? Because it's also nice so that people can see where I actually will struggle. I guarantee you, I have no idea whether it has changed the aggression of the AI. So... yeah, that's going to be a difference. So, for example, right up the start, people will go, "Oh, let's put some movement range." Well, I don't actually need it for the first one. I already reached the place. So, having the aura leadership effect or the primeval rage, it's the one thing that it's going to be better for the next battle. So sometimes thinking like this, it's already enough for another player, for a new player, you know. So, what do I get here? Dread gained plus 20 per turn. Yeah, I think so. Yeah, I think that's a given. I really want to accumulate Dread so that I can get better units and better stuff. I don't know if I want items. There's some items here that are decent. Like the Vanguard deployment, it would be nice. You know, nothing really can face off Kazrak in the beginning. But yeah, let's not take too long on that. I'll consider those, and I'll go more briefly over these things. So, for example, the same thing. Do I want scouting, spread corruption, or run spirit leech? The 3 are kind of useful, but I want to try to have like an additional spell for when things come awry. So I want spirit leech to open up this, you know, and that's the sort of thinking that I'm going with, you know. Yeah, let's go. Let's end up the turn. And the biggest problem with this streaming session is that I cannot skip. Usually I skip all the loadings and everything like that. But on a streaming session, yeah, you're stuck with the loadings. And yeah. Because usually, for instance, I record in waves, right? So I'll record a campaign and I have studied it, so I know the initial difficulties, and then later on it's much easier. But this case, I have no idea. Okay, so what do I want eventually for him? This is the case. I'll eventually want some melee defense here because I'm going to use some Bestigors. I'll eventually want Razorgore herds for this army. I'll eventually want some Razorgore chariots. And right now I could get some charge bonus. But this one will always be filler. Loading during live stream is just a moment to catch up with chat. Yeah, exactly. That's a good part. So because I eventually will always go for some Bestigors, I'm advancing on Fury the Herd, and that will help on this next battle. So yeah, that's the kind of idea. Let's go for Lorna Forest. And as you can see, it is now mustering, but you get that extra turn. I managed to get a couple more Unga Raiders, and I have no idea whether that's better or not for this. You know, Valiant Defeat. Oh my god. So what can we give? The passive ability. What can I give poison to? Man, I think the Chariot is excellent. The Minotaurs would be excellent too. But I think the Chariot with poison, that would be great. Because it's more mobile. So that's exactly, and this is one of the cases, like, this doesn't happen all the time. This will happen to your campaign, or it may not happen, because this is not exactly the first thing that shows up. This one is actually quite cool, a nice banner to have. But yeah, let's fight it out. So we don't have Valiant Defeat. By the way, if you don't know, let's say that you're in a different difficulty level. Reducing the stats, let me just show you this. Reducing the stats doesn't change this. Okay, I don't know if you knew that. So you can increase the stats, but if you reduce this, even like this, to like easy, for instance, yep, there we go. So that's the effect of the auto resolve. It doesn't include the stats of the units, which means that it doesn't really count this. For instance, I think it counts this, but it doesn't really count the stats overall. It just counts the unit itself. It doesn't count the overall stats, numbers and stuff. It's slightly different than what we're used to. So let's go very hard, because we're a try hard dude. So yeah. Encircle, no, I want to fight a battle. There's also the option of encircling, but I really don't want to have to wait so that it will attack. You know, they're not in the settlement, but the settlement is actually quite good to attack. So let's go for it. Yeah, I don't know if you knew that concerning the options. Like even on legendary, you can change that. You cannot change legendary to very hard campaign or something like that, but you can change the battle difficulty, and sometimes that's the only way. You know, if you're having a nice legendary campaign and suddenly you have a big battle that you go like, man, I wish I could get through it. Sometimes that's the only way. I don't do it, but yeah, you guys might want to try it out, because no one wants to have to restart something or to spend 20 turns because of a mistake. You know, no one wants that. So yeah. Control 1, Control 2, I always use this in case you're not aware. Let me do this and have like an Unger Raider there. I always put 5 for my infantry, and in this case I don't want to send too much infantry here. Oh, sorry. Don't want to send too much infantry there. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do this. Perfect, maybe just 2, and I'm just gonna split them up, but I'll have them still on 5, and you guys, you're on 4, always on 4 for missile units, and this guy is going to join in on group 3. I'm thinking that this is a great place for that. Bless you. Thanks, man. So I'm thinking Kazrak here, I'm thinking this guy here, or maybe in the middle. I'll decide where he goes, and the Minotaurs I think here, because if I can push through there, that's so much better. So yeah, I'm gonna alt move everyone and then choose what we have. So war dances, perfect target for my missile troops. I'm just gonna put them here, and over here what we have, all the units except these and this, and they're gonna be here. Minotaurs, no, Minotaurs go through. There we go. It's been a while since I've done one of these. Yeah, I really want to get on those Way Watchers. Let's get on the War Dances. If he starts catching up there, there's a problem. So where's the Lord? There we go. Yep, I can even show them. Even though they're going to smash through the Glade Guards, and there's some Eternal Guards there. So yeah, he was nice about it. Let's break through the barrier. And this is something, I don't know if I should break the barrier or if I just should go here. Okay, let's go through here. And go Raiders. There we go. There we go. I think these Eternal Guard, I'm just gonna send some units against them. There you go. I'm almost losing these chariots. I gotta be careful with that. So yeah, they're not losing. And I just sent these guys here. Have to send this guy here. Where's my Minotaurs? Are they breaching in? No, there's no point. There's no point. I'm just gonna go through here. There we go. And they're gonna smash. I think I'm gonna go over there. You're gonna go here, or actually you're gonna support there. And what we have here is just Glaive Guard. Well, there's some Eternal Guard. I want them to hit the missile units. So over here, I'm thinking hitting the Eternal Guard. Yeah, these are controlled. I could get those. Let's go here and around. Oh, I'm having trouble here. So this is one of those things. Look at that. See? This is one of those things that you're going like, oh, hold on. I have to double check on the Minotaurs. I don't think this is a good place, because if he's going to always do the barricade, then it's going to be a problem here. You see, the problem that I'm having is that I'm watching. You know about that concept? Like I'm not just doing orders. I'm watching through to draw some information. Like Ungerherd, can they manage the Eternal Gods? No, they cannot. You know. Can this guy do some damage against them? I don't know. Angry Mooing. Yeah, there we go. See, does he manage to get good shots on the Minotaurs? Yes, he does, and there's some Eternal Guard here. So that's a problem there. I wonder if I have some trouble. Because then what I'm seeing is like, okay, can I recommend this to a new player? No. Cannot recommend this to a new player. And maybe the younger raiders initially are not the best chance. I like that they're doing it all the danger to the war dances, but maybe I need some mobility, because what I'm thinking is I need some dogs. I would need some dogs to just keep the Glade Guard busy. Yeah, I lost my Minotaurs, look at that. And I don't even know if I can get the battle. So that's the sort of stuff that I wanted to happen. Like, hey, let me see what happens if I go just hands-on. And hands-on gives you this. Because there's so many changes from iteration to iteration. Let me just see what happens. Yeah, this guy is over there. There's nothing here, so the whole army is over here. And what I'm noticing is like Bestigo herds definitely should go here. Definitely should go here. You see? So hold on. Let me concede a defeat. Let me restart this. And let me see how it goes. So, the changes. Because I want to make it a guide on this. I don't want to... I can win that battle, but I don't want to have to do that. So, these guys, having dogs was almost a given for me, but like I said, I'm not good at Total War. No, that's a good idea, actually. Having one unit of dogs at least. Even if it dies, it's better than losing these units, you know? And what I want is to have the Bestigor herd. I thought that the Gore herd could do it, but no, there's so many changes from title to title. No, not title, from patch to patch. I remember that these guys were fine, so I do not know if the war dances were here in the previous patch or not. Not the previous patch, the patch where I did this, you know? So hold on. Let me do a restart here, and let me see. And now let's do that initial battle, and let's see if that change does it. You see the idea? Beastman, everything here, legendary, very hard, yeah. It's a good thing that it's quite fast. So, yeah, so the raiders, I cannot benefit too much from them. I didn't see that. There's only a couple of units that I can benefit from them. And I can fine-tune that battle to be better. But I'm thinking that the composition early on is a little bit the case where I have to go through. Because what is killing me is the missiles, not exactly the infantry there. So yeah. And maybe having the Minotaurs alongside on the other side. So like exchanging Bestigors to one side and the Minotaurs on the other side. That would be better for that siege. So let's go. Do the same thing. But now it's so much faster. There we go. And if this is an ambush, so that's fine. And now remember the adaptation that we're going to do is that this Razorgore Chariot goes behind the Minotaur, so that the Minotaur can go for. Remember when they patched only on DLC release and everyone complained, and now the patches come so fast, keeping up with the balance changes is a full-time job, completely. Now imagine that every single patch, you have a spreadsheet that you try to change all the numbers of the units before and after upgrades, and they don't always put them there. So that's the key thing that I have. So I'm thinking Bestigor herds against here. And then Gorherds. Maybe I can just use the Spearmans to go on the other side. So this is a different sort of formation than I had previously. So just letting the Spearman here. And you're just fine. I'm going to be here. This is destroy it. And now instead of that, we're going to have on the same group, same control group, and instead of doing this, I'm just going to do this. Just this. Fully enough. And now, oh man, you keep a spreadsheet? You're very serious about the war. Yeah! I have a spreadsheet with all units before and after research, XP, and redline skills. To better showcase how units, I have unit cards for all of those, to better showcase how units will stay later on in the game. Like, you have a better idea, oh, how good are Goreherd late game? Well, they're kind of good, you know, because you see the if you use those redline skills, if you use that research fast, then these guys can actually handle it. So that's sort of idea. Let's lock the group. By the way, if you don't know how lock the group works, you just lock the group, and once you click on any target, they'll attack each one a different target. I don't know if you have a rule of thumb for this. If this is under 10, I'll always under 15, sorry, I'll always channel magic. If not, I won't. I'll just start deployment. So start the battle, go there, and now it's different. And now I'm thinking, yeah. See, for instance, on the previous battle, I didn't have the luck of having any mana initially, so that immediately changes things. This is why some of these 10-turn guides sometimes can be changed. So Minotaurs have already lost a model, but my Razor Chariots have lost almost nothing. So I feel a little bit better on this. Yeah, another model. Yeah, Weight Watchers, they have armor piercing, if not mistaken. Yeah, but there we go. Now I can't even show this. When they go in rolling, I mean, I love Minotaurs rolling. Just so cool. So you're gonna go here. You're gonna go here and just drop from the side. And over here you're fine, right? Yeah, managed to get it. So you and you're gonna come back. Gonna take that line. Actually, you're gonna go here and you're gonna go here. And you're gonna attack there. And I'm just now gonna send. This is just to force their leadership to keep dropped, you know. Minotaur roll is a great animation. Devs did good with them. Yeah, definitely they did. Definitely they did. So already see how the battle has changed? I feel like I've saved a lot of Razor Chariots, but not a lot of my infantry units. So that's why, for instance, sending some Unga Spearman Herd there was kind of fine. This guy can deal with it. So yeah, but right now I'm feeling, yeah, I'm feeling that I actually lost a little bit more, considering. But the archers didn't focus on the Razor Chariots, so there's no risk of losing models there. So yeah, typically you would chase, you know, but currently I have a stream to do. So I'm just gonna do this. Typically I would do this, even like this, you know, just killing units or anything that I could. Play tutorial since Shogun 1 and get worse each new game. I think I only got better, but some stuff I've been forgetting because, you know, it's a difficult game. It's I remember when playing Attila, I kept thinking, oh, this is just Rome 1. No, Attila is a different game, a very difficult one. It's actually an annoying one at some times. But I kept thinking, oh, I'm just going to send these units, and then I didn't know how to identify stats, and I got demolished early on, and I was like, oh my god, how is that? So perhaps now you can see how a difference of knowing. Of course, this is like safe scumming. You know, you just safe scum. To do research is the same thing. You just safe scum a little bit. But what I'm aiming to do is just trying to see how I can do let's say a perfect 10 turns, a perfect 5 turns. So for that, you kind of have to. You're not going to do it on the first try. And now I got a Shrieking Blade. It's not exactly as good as that poison one, but yeah. That's fine. Let's army replenish, that's for sure. And also the difference is that when doing these guides, for instance, or trying out some of these guides, I never know the feedback from players, so it's always good to have that. Yeah, what Beastmen changed, they didn't change much in terms of mechanics, but they have access to new units, and that changes things. So the same thing, let's get the unit experience in characters or leadership. Maybe I want the melee attack. Well, I already have that stuff, that weapon. So let's get better Spirit Leech. There we go. And those were the changes. What I need to do is recruit units. And now I want a unit of Chaos Warhounds, and I'm wondering if I get a Unga Raider or if I get an Unga Spearman Herd. I'm gonna think... I think the Unga Spearman Herd. I took a few casualties here, so I want to go and try that out. Yeah. Do I have any diplomacy to do, by the way? I didn't check. No. But I started war with Reichland, and they have 5 settlements. So they're likely to come over against me. Because they start with the Empire places. Now, I can try to go and conquer on the very first turn. I don't know if I'm the one advising that, Because you have time. And you have time to gather a good force. You'll always get a 20 stack very soon in the game. So I'm wondering if having these 2 extra units is better or if it's just rushing, Was revealed, okay. Because I also get the Dread gain per turn here, so that's nice. He gets a 3rd. So let's get here, or where's the archers? Ammunition, yeah, that's not important. Could get the melee defense for the Minotaurs, but that's only 1 unit there. So okay, I guess this affects the most. So let's go for it. And now, yes, let's siege it up. The other alternative is just to encircle, and they attack on their turn, and I win there. But I already know that I can actually fight this out and win. So let's go for it. The objective is now actually just to not lose too many units. Or specifically, I don't want to lose important units. The dogs are fine. I don't want to lose the Minotaurs or the Chariots. I don't want to lose, of course, the Lord or the Hero. So, the thought process. Let's go Channel Magic. Okay. I'm thinking that the Bestigo herds need to go here. Maybe someone with shields to screen them. So yeah, we're gonna go like this. Thinking Kazrak is fine going here. I didn't dislike him there, and I got a lot of troubles with for the Spirit Leech now. Actually, it costs 8, so yeah, it's gonna take a while there. Okay, so that's 5. Let me put this guy on group number 4. These guys are going to go group number 3. And I'm sending them all here. So I want to go around there. So likely that's the best idea. It's a delicate balance early game, keeping your best units alive, but also needing to win the early battles. Yeah, exactly. Exactly. So this should be group 5. In this case, I'm going to put them in group 6. Now, you can also send in a small trick that I still haven't done, is just putting 1 unit here, just to lure some of the enemy units on this side so that I can attack on that side. But I don't want to have to resort too much to cheesing or to, those sort of ideas yet. So I'm thinking whether the Ungarn Raiders are better here. I think so. Because I can always attack here from that to that side. So yeah. And let's see what they have adapted to. So there's a barrier there, or there's going to be one, that's for sure. So I'm just going to send here. Tell them to attack there. Tell them to attack here. And you're going to go over here. Over here, what do we have? We have the War Dances. Yeah, Chaos Warhounds. Let me send them in. But now I have the Minotaurs on this side. So yeah, all of that is just Glade Guards. So these guys are fine. Let me go over here on this side. Ungo herds. Let's go over here. Yeah, you guys are doing just fine killing those. Let me just double check here. There's no barrier. See the difference? Sometimes it just takes it out for no reason. So you guys, I wonder if I should move them, because that one is going to be much easier. Do I have anyone losing? Yes, I have, because now there's Eternal Guard here. And let's just move over here. And you can give the Spirit Leech there. So what do I have here? Let's go with Ungars here. Let's get against those War Dances. And let's get over here. Am I fleeing? Oh, that's the Chaos Warhounds. Okay, that's fine. Let's go after those. There we go. You can attack here. Over here, I think that everything is fine. Yeah. I think I can attack there. And you are going to go and try to attack those War Dances. So you're fine doing some damage here. Eternal Guards that aren't bracing, they're a target. They are definitely a target. And over here, if I can get these guys to rally. But see, that's the problem. They're just luring enemies. Okay, there we go. Now they can do some damage, so I'm not going to do that. Let's attack him. Yeah, I think so. I think this is a good target for those War Dances. Over here I'm doing just fine. And already enjoy the position much better. And I like that the Hounds actually survive. I don't think I've had a campaign to go past 70 turns in years. No, dude. I actually just did a few campaigns where I went... where I actually went with... to full map completion. So yeah. Musical Chariots, they're fine. Yeah, there's a lot of Eternal Gods. I don't know if taking an extra turn would be nice. But let's put this guy here. And the Minotaurs are routing? Do I need to send the Kazrak there? I think so. Because I'm always planning Eternal Gods that they'll be broken, and they are not. Because, yeah, they're eternal. Let's just attack. He doesn't have a shield, does he? No, he doesn't. This is fine. Pursuing the Glade Guards with the Braid Shaman is fine. Over here, I'm finding that the War Dancer is just going to get a lot of casualties. Yeah, see, that number is increasing. I should send these guys versus to chase off. Yeah, and I'm already losing here. So what should the case be? Go for the target. Go for the Lord. Because what do we have here? Way Watchers and Glade Guard. Okay, that's why the Minotaurs are dying. Ah, okay, hold on. Hold on. Am I misreading this? I think I'm misreading. So I think all that I need is just spears. This better went way better. No. It gave me some insight. It went way better here, but I didn't have enough... You know, it's not like the AI doesn't... The AI does this. The AI actually prepares differently according to your deployment, you know? I can still have that small trick, you know? Put a unit here, which I think is recommendable, you know? But I definitely know that as little as this unit is, I think that he needs to go on the War Dances. Because that's the unit that it's killing over here, you know? Because instead of having these guys move in fast... I think I need to absorb with shields, and I don't have enough units to absorb with shields early on. So these guys are doing just fine. Maybe I spoke too soon, yeah? Oh, I've done... For Cetra, I've done 5 times the early battles. Just to get a glimpse of, okay, hold on, what can happen here, you know? And now this is gone. This is actually a loss. That's why. So yeah, early battles are where I can lose a lot, and that's even not even considering how difficult the faction is. This one isn't that difficult, but I'm feeling like this unit with shields wasn't necessary there, you know, and just some adaptation so that I can have, because I don't want to just to win the battle. I want to ensure that I can send in, you know, the big guns without suffering. This is already not acceptable, like even if I wouldn't lose the battle. Okay, so let's go. Now let's see if I can do it differently on the first battle as well, so that I don't have the slightly depleted units here. Okay? Hold on. Okay. Sorry, a message from the school. It's fine. I can also not face them in the settlement and just wait for them to attack, which is always a typical way. So let's see if that's what I can recommend. I can maybe deal with them better, but I dislike, actually, for instance, I can also ambush. That's how I did it previously. If not mistaken, I ambushed the first army, and then I wait in ambush, and I keep just getting until a 20 stack, until the other army from Lorelorn just comes out, you know? And that's also a good possibility. Never realized how much work went into the first 10 turn videos till now. I appreciate the effort you put in, man. There's a lot of effort on this. Like, for instance, Legend of Total War, he does this a lot, for sure. Because he's going to have to go through the battle. Like, he only shows you the battle. Right now, he likely doesn't, because he has a lot of experience on this, right? But early on, I guarantee you that he would go on those early battles, or those videos that he does with what's the word, the problematic battles, the battles that he does, that people are sending to him, that, oh, this is difficult, disaster campaign. Yeah, there we go. When he does it, definitely he'll try out different ideas, and then suddenly he gets one and just fine tunes it. So there's a lot of work going for that. Right now, I think he does it way easier, and likely the more I do this, the more I'll become. It will become easier for me to fine tune things, you know. So let's go this battle again. What is the auto resolve for this? Because no, I don't want to have to auto resolve it. But I want to do a different idea. This time, because they have those two-way watches, and you gotta send the fast units against them. But I want to envelop the other units, which worked much better. And then I want to send the Minotaurs against the Lord. So yeah. But the previous battle deployment, let's channel magic, I think was better. Bestigor Hertz to face off against the Eternal Guards. Yeah. And you see just these small adjustments. Razor Chariots now a little bit to the back. That's enough. And these guys will hit the Dryads. I just want them to automatically hit the Dryads so that I don't have to do it. Group 5 lock. And let's go. So you're going to go over here. And you guys, you're going to go here. And deploy like this. I'm going to send maybe one unit there. Yeah, there we go. It's hitting the Dryads, that's fine. You're going to hit these Eternal Guards. You're going to try and go over there. Now see, the Razor God Chariots, they're attacking these units, but now... That's why we fine-tune. Because it's important. Like... Okay, Razor God Chariots, like I always say, keep them moving. This is a bad spot for them to be in, but not for the Minotaurs. Minotaurs love to be in the melee. So the Razor God Chariots, I just want them to clear up a little bit. Once he starts hitting me back again, I'm gonna go in again. He's just dodging my dude right now, and that's fine for me because I can kill his infantry and his units there. Look at that. They've done it. And I'm going to do the opposite. I'm just going to trade them out. So this is a small trick that can work. Maybe not. Maybe not. Who knows if it wasn't the best idea here. Yeah, these are just ring around the rosy. But of course, because of this, how it worked just fine. You know, just great. There we go. Now I'm going to leave them in battle. And by the numbers, it feels even. Mostly what I've done. This guy's... is now fleeing. This didn't happen in the previous attempts, but it's fine. If he gets yet another Spirit Leech, then he's done for it. These guys are not liking that, but it's fine. I can recommend this, no problem. Army losses will take them very soon. So yeah, there we go. There's the army losses. I thought it would take them soon, but that's the problem with this guy fleeing, you know? That's okay. I can end the battle. And our third attempt. I didn't see if the unit of hounds would be better. I think I can send it all around, and I can move in a little bit more steadfast, because I'm going like, let me see if I can rush this. And no, no, that battle cannot be rushed. So I could even do the same with the 3 raiders and just move in very slowly. I cannot outrange them because my ranges have what? Hold on. I got the armor of silver steel. That's good. Let's get the army replenishment. Okay. So my ranges have what? 115. Yeah, these are almost javelin units. Let's get that. Let's get that. Okay. Let's get the dread gained. There we go. And now let's get the 2 units. And I'm wondering if I just should go with shielded units. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4 shielded units. Can screen versus the missile units. I can send them in. And I can send this against the war dancers. And these guys against the war dancers likely. Yeah. Send these guys against the Eternal God. These guys against the Eternal God with cover from Kazrek. I think that's the case. Let me try with the 2 spearmen herd with shields. And the next try is, even if I work it out perfectly, the next try is going to letting them attack me and see if that works out better. I know there's a lot of research on these situations, because I definitely I don't think that I want to go the first turn. But I really want to go on the second turn. I don't want to have to wait too many turns, and he'll also get some infantry units, so that's no-go. Yeah, and I cannot recruit any units there, so that's okay. Let's go. Yeah, if I encircle them, do they attack me immediately? I think so. Let me just double check one thing. These guys, they do have shields, but these don't. I keep saying to myself that I don't have to attack the Eternal Gods, but they only have 2 units with shields here. There's only 1 Way Watcher. Yeah, this is the thing that I was like, yeah, I can go against this, and then suddenly failing miserably. I've done when I'm doing Cetra or doing Arbol, there's a lot of investigation. Like on those 2 campaigns, there was a lot of investigation in the first 10 turns, let's say, and then I started streaming it. And after the 10 turns, it just becomes way easier. Okay, now no more try, just doing. I actually have the Vanguard deployment, and I completely forgot about that because I'm deploying here because of the Minotaurs. But I don't think I need that. And could that be much better for me? I think so. So let's go like this. You're group 4. Lunch break over. Gotta get back to work, man. Good luck with the research. I said we'll check out more of your content after work. Thank you, man. And have a good lunch. Have a good work, actually. And I hope the lunch was good. Okay, now I want some spearman shields on that side. I want the best I got here. That worked well. Maybe some Unga spearman herds. There we go. If the spearman herds die, that's fine. But now this feels much better as a front line here. Yeah, this can just easily go there. So why not put them here and just have this guy and this guy join in later? I think so. Let's see how that works. Yeah, and you can go here. You can go here. And there's another Unga Spearman herd that's going to join this. There we go. So 5, you're gonna go here. Do I want to do the trick already? I think so. I'm gonna put one spearman hood here and remove it from the group. There we go. And that's just to lure the enemy out. There we go. Yeah, see, suddenly he already has 2 walls there. Look at that. Actually, you're gonna go over there, you're gonna go here, you're gonna go here. Group 3, let's go here. Group 2, let's go here. Group 1, you're fine. I hate when they go with the barricades like this. Let me see what I can do. Okay, here's the war dances, so hold on. Hold on. He's gonna have a lot of damage here. Let's go for that. And I'm attacking the war dances. Here's fine. Okay. And this guy, all that I want for him is to lure some units out. Where's my Minotaurs? There we go. The angry moose. I think I can go. Everyone is here. Like, he has a trap there. Okay. Just move in. Where's the Lord? There we go. This time he's actually attacking here, and it's doing a terrible damage to my own. Where's the Bestigors? They're coming in over here. Oh, I hit the pathing. Did I tell you that I hit the pathing? Yeah, I hit the pathing. But still, this is decent. Okay, you. Minotaurs, let's go hit it. You're gonna hit here. Let's start hitting these targets. Let's hit you. Why not? Okay, do I have any units that I'm missing out? No. There we go. Where's the Minotaurs? There we go. You can go after the Glade Guard. Oh, these are the Way Watchers. Okay, gotta get to the Way Watchers. If they cannot get the Way Watchers, I'm dead. There we go. I'm doing fine here. Not the Minotaurs. Minotaurs are not doing great. Yeah, I cannot send the Minotaurs alone. They're not good against those Way Watchers. They destroy them just way too fast. I can maybe use this on the Way Watchers just to do a little bit of damage. These guys are fine against the War Dancers, but not really that fine. And these guys are taking way too much damage. So as soon as I saw that army there, I should have just retreated. That's the problem having the Vanguard. Yeah, so I'm not sure I advise the Vanguard. Because if I can deploy here, I have way too much time. You know? So suddenly now I'm doing this. But I can't already recommend doing this. And that's the problem. Because I want a recommendation, not just a, hey, you can win this battle like this. No, no, no. I want a recommendation of how best to do this. Where's the Bestigor herd? Yeah, I cannot put them against the War Dancers. That's too much of a damage for them. Yeah, and right now all that I would have to do is just envelop and envelop here. Eternal God and Eternal God. They do just fine against these Ungo Spearmen, but they cannot do too much. Are the Minotaurs dead? No. Let me just see this. I can even lose him. Yeah, because there was just way too much stuff here. So, okay. Hold on. Let me see the other try around. Let me see if I encircle them instead of doing that. Huh. Yeah, like you see, there's a lot of research on these things, guys. I already actually did, for instance, some research for Kazrak. I did a couple of the initial battles, and I won at the first one. So I'm surprised as well with this, because they didn't deploy well. I guess the computer learns. Let me do the waiting. the turn and see if that is better. Hold on. So just the encircle, I think would be better. I didn't check the settings. I hope that's the same. Hold on. Hold on. Because I can't remember now if when I did my guide, I just encircled him. And I think I did. So that sounds something that when I did my overview, it was like, oh yeah, this is doable, but you gotta encircle them. Hold on. This is the first battle. Now let's fine-tune a little bit of the first battle. So I know that the Waywatch is really good against my fast units, but I wonder if I can get away with just sending the Minotaurs after the Lord and doing this. And sending Kazrak versus the Waywatches. Let's see if that works better. Because Kazrak doesn't have as much speed, right? 42 versus 62. I think it's the best way, because I now know where they are. Yeah, so I'm thinking... Yeah, because now they cannot run. I can engage them, and this is much easier. Yeah, why didn't I think about it first? See how you do research for a purpose? There he goes. Now it's much easier, actually. And I'll actually have the Minotaurs, not that they're engaged and destroyed, I'm having the Minotaurs go after the Dryads there. And I think I can breach them way much faster. Yeah, there we go. I'm going to tell you guys to go after this. This is broken. Yeah, much better. Why didn't I think about this before? I'm nervous. I'm nervous, guys, with the stream. That's what I am. I'm nervous with the stream. That's the whole point. I should be more confident. Be more confident. As if confidence was about just me saying it. Yeah, look at this. Much easier. Much easier. To the point that I could actually take the second battle now. So let's end the battle, and that's a decisive. Okay, much easier. Yeah, it's an ambush. It's always an ambush, by the way, which is something cool. It's always an ambush. But now I feel like I have something to say. Hey, see, I've played this battle 4 times. That's the best outcome I could have had. You know? I don't think, yeah, losing a few spears, it's going to happen. You know, but that's not a lot. I could even fine-tune that to getting the Bestigors on the other side so they can munch through those Dryads, maybe. Because they don't have too many good stats there for damage dealing. But still, you get the army replenished there. So that's fine. This I still believe it's better, and so is the Spirit Leech. And now I'm gonna do... I'm thinking that I actually like this idea. But I'm gonna do it differently. I'm gonna do here. Where can I go? I think I can go here still. Do a little bit closer and see how they are gonna do it. And they're gonna go here. Let's see if they do something different. Don't know. Let's end up the turn. So I'm gonna encircle, watch them come out at me. Because those barricades really are concerning. So let's go. Yep, let me just encircle them. And now that I see the army, I'm like, yeah, that's 4, 5, 6 units of missiles versus 1. But then the infantry I get to envelop. So yeah, that feels better this way. Let me see if just with the encircle.
Certainly not.
Yeah. Let's see if just with the encircle they're coming after me. Okay. They don't attack? They do. Okay. So let's fight it out. In exchange, the only thing is that I don't get the first turn of recruiting, so I want to see how impactful that is. So yeah, the battle is different now. Okay, I do have a heal. Okay, let's fight it out. Actually, for this case, I don't want to advance on him. I want to have this area, and I definitely want to have the shielded units in front. So something like this. There we go. And now all the unshielded units go back. So these, this, and this. There we go. You're group number 4. You're gonna go against the War Dancer, that's it. And these guys, they're gonna go here. And my chairs are gonna go here. This already feels much better, because I want to have this sort of idea. Let me see how well this battle goes. See if I can recommend this instead. So there's the War Dancers. So that's a good decision actually already. And okay, we have this development. I think I should move in just faster. Yeah, he's attacking the Gore herd. I don't want to hit that. I want to hit the infantry there. I can go against these guys with the War Dancers, with the Razor Gore chariots and that. You can go over here. You can go over here. You can go over here. Yeah, there we go. Yeah, that's way too many infantry units for him to handle. There we go. There we go. They're going after the Eternal God here, which is a problem. So let's go back. Let's go back. And you're gonna go after these Way Watchers. There we go. Let's go after that Glade Guard here. Actually, after those. Let's attack here. There we go. Yeah, it's a much better outcome. Way better. Way better. Like, I kind of really prefer this one to what I've been doing. Because look, they just fall way easier. And now I can send these guys here. And send the chariots here back against the War Dancers. And Kazrak, you're going to go over there. I'm attacking the Lord just because I don't have anything really fine to attack. And I'll have to just chase off. Let's go focus on those war dances. Let's go focus on you. There any units here? No. Keep those guys running away. How are the chariots? Yeah, the difference of a land battle, huh, guys? I guess I'm a much better player at land battles than I thought compared to sieges. I'm rusty to sieges, I guess. So the monitors are perfect to deal with that guy. And as soon as he's like, yeah, he's shaken, not stirred. Let me just use these guys to get the way watches there. That's it. They're broken. So let's pursue these guys. Monitors, let's go after the Glade Guards. I want to pursue the units that are important. What do we have here? Glade Guard with 13 elements. Yeah, let's go. Over here is Glade Guard. That's Eternal Guard. So I can chase them off. Let's consider that these guys have killed the Way Watchers. Please kill the Way Watchers. Yeah, let's get these guys going. What else can I chase off? Yeah, those are fine. Those fled. But I get the most important units. That's okay. I'm faster, so that's good. And then this is what I gotta recommend. Yeah. Because I can get a Pyrrhic victory there on the settlement garrison if I fine-tune it. But I gotta recommend that you do this. Let's see the problems of this. So let's see what happens later. Okay. Let's get the army replenished there. And I don't get the city, so that's the problem. Okay. But I get this, and I get this. That's good. And now I have Soul Blight. And I wonder if I want Aspect. So more leadership and can cause terror. It's always deadly in the early game, by the way. This is also good. Now let's get Doom and Darkness. Why not? I want the spells. And you can now decisive. Oh, come on. If he was dead, I would have gotten it. Ugh. So he didn't get anything there. Let's raise a Hearthstone. So that's turn 3 getting a Hearthstone. It's kind of difficult. What I would like to get is the casual replenishment rate here. The Plague is fine. Yeah. And the problem is also the research. Okay, so let me see if I can recommend that. So this is no problem. And income from raiding, post-battle loot, casualty replenishment rate is always nice, but I really want to go red line first. That's what I'm thinking. Do I want anything here? 12 turns? No, it's going to take quite a while. Okay. Okay. So what I'm seeing here is that I can get something like this. And I can get a few more Unger Spearman herds. I don't think so. I think I can get better with just some Unger Raiders here. Because I have the infantry. And we're going to get 3 turns there. So what would I get next? A couple of hounds? I think so. So getting 4 Unger Raiders, that ups to 5. And then getting some hounds. Yeah, I think so. Yep. I think so. Let me control save this so that I can go back to this. And now I'm thinking Middenheim and Weismund. Let's do it. So I have to... I don't even think I have to fine-tune that battle, because that second battle goes way too easily. So, yeah, it's not bad. Turn 3, I get it. Let's see what happens in terms of developments. All that I want is to have at least a full army. And I need to have some stuff. So, hold on. Let me go here. I really want to get some close eyes there, so hold on. So there's Boris. And he has a good army and a good garrison. But I can do the same thing to him. I can just ambush. And what else? And Karl Franz comes in at forced march. And this is turn 4. Okay, so turn 4, he just recruited units. And he marches in against me. That's it. That's what he does. Huh. Okay, I guess we're going to have to deal with that. What kind of an army does he have? Okay, this is a possibility that these greenskins fight against Karl Franz. Is he going versus the greenskins or is he going versus me? I think he's just going versus me, isn't he? If he is, I'm fine with the Unger Raiders because he'll have some spears. And I can certainly snipe him a little bit. He's level 1 lord, so my Minotaurs are important to kill him. Okay. Any diplomacy deal? No. It's just peace. Okay. But I get that research. That's fine. Oh. That's a lot of swords. That's 2 handgunners, and that's the cavalry unit. The cavalry unit can go against the Minotaurs, and it's fine. I can kill it. And even the Razor Guard chariots, so both of them. But he has the mortars, so I have to send out someone against that. And I don't have my caster here. So he immediately comes over against me. That's interesting. I didn't know. And that's why you send your hero to scout. But okay, what do I have in terms of ambush capabilities here? Because I want to see if I kind of want to go back, because this is not always going to happen. And at the same time, it's like I want the hero there. So I don't need to scout like that. I didn't even know that it was so close. Okay, let me see this. Oh, Config victory, losing everything. Amazing. So let's just take the opportunity to fight and see what the problem is. I don't believe that this is a Pyrrhic victory. I don't believe that's a Pyrrhic victory. I'm gonna lose a little bit. I'm glad I have a little bit more oomph. I have the ambush. Can take care of these units for sure. That's a problem. So let's fight it out, but I don't believe I can even win this. Well, I believe I can win this, but not without losing some units here. And I didn't want to lose units this early on. But still, in the interest, I'll have to go in a bit. So in the interest of that, I'm gonna have to go here. So where is his retreat point? Where is it? He doesn't have one? Interesting, this map doesn't have a retreat point. So he's stuck and he'll fight. Okay. I want my missiles to at least hit some of these spears. Shields, I'm fine. Halberdiers and the great swords, they are the targets. So these guys are gonna be here. And I want my Minotaurs in this to hit here. Reichsguard, handgunners, yeah, they're going to do a lot of damage to those. And then I want Kazrak to go after... I want the Bestigors versus Karl Franz there. and some spears, so that's fine for him. But then I don't have a lot of stuff to deal with his good units. Try to attack those halberds. You're gonna attack over here. Kazrak's gonna attack over here. I'm missing group number 2, which is the spirit leeches. I'm gonna miss them so much. But yeah, let me go on a charge like here. You're gonna go and hit that. You're gonna go and hit that. You're gonna go and hit here. There we go. If he wants to hit me with the Reichsguard, I'm gonna hit with the mortars there. Gonna be fine. You're gonna hit here. That's good on the halberds. Look at that. Minotaur's just killing. I got the archers here. That's good. You got the mortars. Let's go for the handgunners. You're hitting the Carroburg greatswords. That's okay. I'm hitting the halberdiers. They're doing just fine. So now where's my units? There we go. Let's hit on those handgunners. Let's hit here. Okay, and now I can approach these guys. Let's go over there. You're gonna go over here. Destroy those handgunners. You're gonna go on the back of the Carroburg greatswords. And Car Friends is getting killed. So if I ambush, it's fine. Yeah. If I ambush, it's just rather fine. Okay, he's coming in. Where's my chariots? There we go. We're gonna go over here. Those units do nothing, so why am I bothering? Kazrak can do a lot of damage to... Carfriends can do a lot of damage to Kazrak, so I gotta be careful there. Minotaurs, they're pursuing everyone here. Let's go back. Let's go back and call for... for a destruction. Okay, so these guys are unbreakable, so that's a problem. No. Let's go here. I'm glad that my infantry actually holds on really well. And those are swordsmen. Those are supposed to do some damage. So an ambush, of course, always works well. But, I mean, Karl Franz is dead. And that's going to be a huge blow together with this... This seems combined. Karl Franz died and at the same time attacked here. Okay, that's perfect. Best case scenario right there. And now let's get the Minotaurs on the Carroburg greatswords. They're only 6. Okay, that's cool. Okay, let's get a lot of kills here. There we go. And I thought that I could lose the battle. What was I thinking? I'm nervous. No, but this is a good thing. If it, I'll have to double check. And this is the part of the research. I would do it again and see if it happens again. I'll do it again and see if it happens again. Or if I conquer the settlement before, if it also happens. Or if he gives up. That sort of idea. So let's just get the best unit to hit the halberdiers there. Oh, actually the mortars. And the Minotaurs go after the halberdiers there. Okay, so let's move out. Your handgunners have been destroyed. Okay, that's cool. It's all fine. Spearmen with shields, archers, swordsmen. Those guys are hitting the halberds. Mortars. Okay, that's cool. That's one, so he's going to get destroyed. Let's get over here, swordsman there. Because that unit is going to get destroyed. So that's okay. Always chase, especially after an ambush. But yeah. And I didn't even have my lord. So just doing this, I think it's fine. And I think the army composition is just fine. At least dealing with these empire army compositions early on. And I need the replenishment. So the new stuff, it's going to go, the new skills are going to go for replenishment for the lord. And I feel that's the important part. These guys are just huddling and they cannot kill him. Which is, it's what's causing it. If I tell them just to attack with missiles, they're going to do it just way better. Yeah, there we go. That's nice. So yeah, these guys do a lot of damage, but I can send them just a spear and that's it. They cannot break through the spearmen before I break through everything else. Minotaurs really do a lot of damage against those Reichsguard, and they'll even try to charge them, which is silly. I mean, 107 kills on those Ungar Spearmen hurt. Believe that? Okay, so definitely replenish. Definitely replenish. And that army is completely dead, actually. That's cool. And I get the unit experience gain because I destroyed Karl Franz so early. So after that and the challenge goes in, I mean, what can I get? Running Blood, that's good. Weapon strength when fighting against dark elves and men. I think this is the most important one. Leadership, no. Speed. Speed is important, but I think World Bane is going to do some stuff. Okay? So I'm going to need 500 there. Yeah. It's good that it tells me how much. It didn't used to. Okay, so what I need to do is check where Boris is. Boris is here? Are you serious? I'm gonna move here and try to see if I can snipe it. Yeah. I mean, I'm already pretty fine. Let's go replenishment. There we go. I thought I would get a little bit more. Yeah, my guys still get enough replenishment. And let's see if he's just scouting in or out. But if he's moving towards anything else, then I'll do this. Yeah, that's good. Let me see. If Boris doesn't come in, I'll have to reload later on. That's what I would do because I cannot do it right now. But what I would do is reload and see if that happens, and do it again until I can confirm. Yeah, that's what happens. So Boris came in. Let's see if he leaves. Here are the greenskins. I'm pretty sure that the greenskins are at war with him. Yeah, they are. So I can just wait in ambush. Yeah, can actually try to ambush this small army. But no, I think the best way is to let the greenskins fight him. You know? Let's get Soul Blight. Really like that spell. I'm thinking that if I move in ambush, if I get a beast ambush here... No, I didn't. But I just wanted to check what Boris has. Boris has nothing. Okay, I revealed myself, so likely he's going to go after me. Likely he's going to come after me. And then the greenskins are going to do some damage to him. So that's turn 6. Do I have anything here? Could get a trade deal, actually. I can trade with Feastus. Interesting that I can trade with him. Okay. Let's see. I just hope that he comes in against me. Or that he falls into my ambush. I don't know if he attacks first or if the Black Tribe attacks first. Let's see. If they move first, I mean. Okay, he had a battle because that's not his full strength anymore. There we go. There we go. That's the idea. Now I'm doing much better. Do I want to do this siege or do I want to wait for them? Because that's nothing. That's borders. That's the only thing. What does he have? Midland Runefang. So he does replenish. But that's nothing actually in terms of army. If he comes out, even with his settlement garrison, I think it can keep it harm's way, because that's 2 targets, a lot of targets for my missile troops. He has a lot of missiles, yes, but not a lot of stuff. So I wonder if I can just siege it, and if they'll just come after me. So this is now already... What I would do typically, and what I remember doing, was that Midland cannot deal with the Blackbeard, with me, and with Feasters at the same time. So they have to choose. And what I did was just go over to Eismond, and then I can go after to Altdorf. But let me see if this is a better chance. Because my troops are already quite powerful already. So let's see if he comes in, if he attacks, and that'll be the end of the stream. Okay, he's attacking me. He's getting some reinforcement here. Yep, if I retreat, does he come over? No, he doesn't. I was hoping he would come over. Okay, when one falls, ruins incentive, almost fight, horde recruitment capacity. I can get this, the beastly inclination. Yeah, I can get the scourge. But no, right now what I want is actually to just go and attack this guy. And I have all my units doing a lot more damage because of that. That's good. And he didn't even get anything else. So let me just attack here. And let's see if this is a doable battle. Okay, he was not he was ambushed, so that's fine. I don't lose anything. He's dead. And I've gotten to perform the ritual, so that's fine. Let's actually break the siege. Let's do the other way around. Let's go for Weismond. Okay, he has another army there. Okay, so that's good. That's good. Likely he's going to attack me with both. Let me see if this works better. Because I know I can fight that army in battle, but I don't know if I want to recommend it. Like, I'm definitely... If I would play through again... Yeah, okay, let's go. Non-aggression pact, I'm fine with that, dude. I want to see what Middenheim does. There we go, he's attacking, and let me see. No, that's a lot of troops. That's a lot of troops, actually. I think I can deal with this before he comes in. So how is the... Yeah, it doesn't tell me. Okay, let's fight it out and let's see what happens. And that'll be the last of the episode. So it's not a campaign, by the way. It's just me checking in for some valuable information. Okay, I have the enemy on my back. That's okay. I can destroy them and then destroy Boris. I think I can do that unless Boris comes in. But I also have Vanguard. I'm gonna do the other way around. 1 minute 51. Wanna bet? Yeah. Wanna bet that's better for me? So no channel magic. You're the only units that don't have Vanguard deployment. So what I'm gonna do, straight rush at him. Actually, let's do shielded and unshielded. Shielded, unshielded, shielded, unshielded, shielded, unshielded, unshielded. Okay. And now unshielded units. Slightly back. You're doing fine. Okay, group 1, you're gonna go here. Group 2, you're gonna go here. You're all group 3, but actually you're gonna go group 3 and group 6. Group 3, you're gonna go here. I want these guys to go all around the enemy missiles. And group 5, you're just gonna engage. Group 4 just approaches a little bit. Just gonna go here. And you guys, you're just gonna go here. Group 6, you're gonna go here. There we go. You're just gonna go and base this off. You're gonna go attacking those. These are just archers, so I can go after that. Let's get Boris. Come on, let's get Boris. Where's Boris? Is that crossbowman? Yeah, there's crossbowman. There we go. Yeah, these are the best herds hitting Boris. You need those. So just an envelopment. Yeah, this is a battle that I can recommend. Because that's the thing about getting the red line skill. Sometimes I keep forgetting that's such a cool way of doing this. And he's not even going to approach, is he? No, he's not even going to approach. He's going to die before that. Let's reduce the leadership. And now he's dead. Enemy reinforcements approaching? Really? He managed? He barely managed to approach with the reinforcements. Okay. Do I have anyone chasing? Where do I want to station? I think here is perfectly fine. Leaving. Anything that can survive? No. So you're just going to go here. You're just going to go here. So that worked really well. Now I want to keep the dogs running and shattering and getting everything here. Where's the Minotaurs? Minotaurs are here, they're hitting spears. Let's hit these spearmen and then those swordsmen. You can hit Boris, that's for sure. You can also go after Boris. What do we have here? Pistoliers, that's fine. Let's get the swordsman. And now that you got the charge, let's attack those spears. There we go. That's fine. Okay, Boris is no-go. What do we have there? Pistoliers and some free company militia. Let's have these guys here. I don't have the surprise of Vanguard anymore. So let's attack these swordsmen. They're broken. Let's give him an attack. Come on. Otis is still powerful in melee. That's a problem. And he's trying to just adapt there, but that's okay. I don't think I can recommend doing all of these small movements, but I hope guys can do it. Yeah, let's just finish him off. Because he regenerates. I'm pretty sure that's the problem. He's regenerating through all this. There we go. So group 1, you're gonna go here. Group 2, you're gonna go here. Group 6, you're gonna go here. Yeah. All enemy army is dead there. Pistoliers, I don't think they can survive both Warhounds on him. And then he has another unit of Pistoliers here, which I can send my Ungar Raiders. In fact, I actually can send this, do this. Oh, he's seeing me for whatever reason. I'm just gonna wait until I have everyone fresh. It does seem like it's fine. He can envelop my forces, so that's okay. But he doesn't have enough infantry here, so yeah. I think this is a better way because I can engage on that left flank better than he can. And I can send these in. I wanted to send them against the Pistoliers or against the front line, but I think I can do that with Kazrak. So yeah, let's do this. Let's just hit the Free Company militia there. No, no, no. There we go. Let's hit Helmut. Okay, I'm gonna hit the Lord there, actually. Nothing here that can actually destroy these guys, and I'm just gonna send you here. There we go. Nothing to hit those. Actually, let's go. Let's go through to the Free Company militia. These Bestigo herds, they're also going to go over there. That's okay. I just have to keep these guys from coming after me. Let's reduce some leadership here, shall we? Of these spears. Am I winning? Yes, I am. Attacked in the flank and suddenly they're routing. So that's cool. What else do we need here? Let's go after the Pistoliers. You can attack these archers. You can attack that Free Company militia. You can after those archers. You guys, you've done a good job, so you're gonna go after those. And where are my Minotaurs? They're dealing with him. So everyone is gonna be routing very soon. So I can't recommend doing this because it's 2 battles. It's 2 armies versus 1 battle. You know, two enemies. But you can deal with Midland like this, you know, just carefully positioning. Okay, and definitely what I recommend is just you always move in. And take care. Okay, he flees from me, so I'm just gonna go. Yeah. Definitely, I cannot recommend doing all those sieges. I think that's the idea. And trying to bait them into a land battle because it's such a clear difference. Yeah. Because it's such a clear difference. When fighting a land battle, I'm like, how can I not lose 1 unit? When fighting a siege battle, I'm like, how can I win it without, you know, losing too much? And now I'm convinced when I did my overview that I let them, back then, with Kazrak, that I let them, it was the first one, that I let them win, that I encamped, you know, and let them take some losses, and then they would attack me, and it was much easier. So now I'm convinced that's what happened. Because I was wondering, I've done this battle several times, what's happening? And when I did, it was with different composition, that's for sure. or a different time where you had more units or something like that, where the balance was slightly different. I know that the balance for the beastmen has been going in terms of favoring more units instead of the quality of the units. So then you have more options in the units, and then suddenly they get their stats lowered, and that matters for those types of guides. So you always have to pay attention to what's then the best option there. Okay, so let's just fast forward. I'll have to go, so I'll have to stop the stream in a moment. But I hope this helps you out. I'll have an overview, a guide on this. I'll continue, of course. But yeah, let me end the battle. That's actually a close victory compared to what they had. And now I can actually go and just raise all the places from Midland. And bot is being completely destroyed. I mean, I'm just going to do this really easily. Yeah, gonna get Middenheim. Then I'm gonna get the other one on the other side. I got the Executioner's Axe. This is such a different thing that can happen. You know, you can get an item like this that completely changes the game. Executioner's Axe is really good for him. Let me get replenishment, that's for sure. And let me get life leeching and evasion, because I want to go for a big damage spell. And he gets the chariot, so right now I'm feeling really confident. Let me just auto this. Pretty sure that I can... Oh, it's Pyrrhic victory? Really? Okay, let's see the effects of that. Okay, that's Pyrrhic. Okay. I don't believe that's a good one, but okay. I want the replenishment rate and the horde growth. So that's good. That gives me those 18 there. What I want is actually to get to 25. So I want to go over to Weismont. Are those important, relevant? Let me see. Yeah, they are. I need 6 there. I can get 6. That's 24. Okay. So getting the replenishment is all nice. And getting the purple sun. Oh, decently. Decent. So let's get this. Move over here. And let's upgrade. And now, yes, we would get some Zangos or some Corngors. I think the Corngors are better, actually. I don't like their melee attack, though. I kind of like the Pestigors. Or just the regular Gors, because they are anti-infantry. And that's the biggest thing that I want for them. The magical ones attack. The Zangors, they're kind of fine because of the barrier as well. But yeah. So yeah, I guess that's the one that we're going to go for. Then we could get all the developments for those. I would need this. Yeah. But for now, I don't feel the need for those units. Not yet. Because what I can recruit is just fine for now. So I could perform the ritual next turn. Maybe. Let's get Weismund. And let's see what happens. Because I'll really need the 25. And I also need to go, but I wanted to at least conclude it on a good point. And I think if I raise Weismund about this time, there's gotta be someone coming in. Yeah, look at that. Look at that. And he's actually taking attrition, so... Yeah. So here's the deal. You're gonna merge, and I'm gonna hire that unit. There we go. Easy. And I'm gonna check what Car France has. And if I can ambush... Well, I gotta wait a turn. There. What can I get here? Manbane... Fueled by blood, that's always nice. Bloodlust, it's nice ability to fight him. I think so. Bloodlust is a nice ability to be able to fight him. But I'm not at that range yet. So what I would want is to actually wait in ambush. So, yeah. What's his movement range? He has a lot of movement, actually. He can go over there. So let me just actually move here. If he gets into my range, that's fine. If he doesn't, it's okay. And I actually got this, so that's cool. Speed for all units. And let's end up the turn. I really have to go, but I wanted to see if this can affect. So we can expect 2 armies from Midland and 2 armies from Reichland. And I can destroy Midland. And now he's in forced march. So I think that's the best option here. Is to go and destroy Karl Franz's army. And then destroy Midland. He recruited a Gore Bull. Yeah! I want a Gore Bull. And who do I destroy so that I can get that Gore Bull? Sorry, dude. This band. And now it's suddenly like... I mean, this army, you already know what it can do. And that's nothing. Failed to spot your ambush. Yeah, let's close. Let's auto-resolve this one. A close... I guarantee that I could get even better results than that. And I get the Gift of Chaos. That seems to be nice. Another challenge completed. I have that on turn. That's good. And I can get... I know that I'm going to go for Razorgore Chariots, so I might as well just get that. Fate of Björne. And you're going to give me training and spread fear. There we go. I'm going to go over here and raise that as well. Yeah. I would have fought that battle, but at this moment, I feel like I want to see if I can get the ritual done just around here. So that's a good thing. And then the second Hearthstone would be in Altdorf. And that's a good plan for a guide. How to get the second one in Altdorf, you know? Yeah, right now I'm not too concerned because I've broken through, so that's okay. I want to raise that in Weismund, get the necessary ones. Because I've been fighting so many armies, the devastation is great. Reichland still has some power, so likely he's getting another army behind all this. So I'm going to need an ambush, and then to get Altdorf as a place. But I can't do this on this episode, basically. But yeah. Let's go over here. Likely that's a Pyrrhic victory, really? Yeah, I lose only a spearman. But yeah, I gotta push through. I just want to see. Raise in advance. Because now I can perform the ritual. Yeah. And I can get a secondary army. That's the good thing. Pestigors have armor piercing. I think that's the best part. Yeah. Bestial Cunning. You're gonna get the best Spirit Leech. I'm gonna get Blade Master. That's it. Let's upgrade to tier 3. And that's cool. And that will be, you know, going out to Altdorf, Karlburg, maybe, if I don't get it. You know, maybe I could go over there and try to siege Altdorf and they would come out and I could defeat them. Because I'm thinking with such an army I could do that. And yeah, likely that would be a good idea. So I think this would fill out. I mean, I'm an hour and 50. I got a lot of like an hour before that, just checking in for the first settlement, how I would do it. But I think in terms of research, I can continue doing from that checkpoint. And go all over doing Middenheim, Weismund. And yeah, maybe I'll ask. Because the idea would be to go destroy maybe Middenheim. Or going in doing a second army for Altdorf. So yeah. Because right now I can recruit a new lord. and likely to be something like this, you know, like a spellcaster, so that I can get, you know, a lot of units here. You know, 2 armies going would be nice. Yeah, I think so. So yeah, guys, thank you very much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this quest of studying for opening videos. And yeah, I'll see you guys on the next one. I won't do this for every single lord, but just I thought that it would be a good example of how you can research for these things, and the amount of research that actually goes into these things before you can actually open up and give you a good resolution. So yeah, thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you then. Bye bye.